Hi guys, it's Igor again. Today we will do zero downtime deployment in Docker using just Nginx and some bash scripts. So let's go. So first, what are the prerequisites? You need to have Linux machine with the Docker and SSH access, as in our previous DevOps video. I have shown how to set it up. So make sure to check that out. And for now, we just see that my machine works. So I have deploy user and some IP address without delay. Okay, but getting back to repo, we'll build on the code that we have created last time. So there we had dockerized app and some scripts in the ops folder. So I have just moved them to CI scripts folder. I improved them a little. I introduced, for example, global CI config when we have a few predefined things like deploy user, which is deploy in our case, deploy host, which can be domain or IP address, and these two guys that we will explain later, and also in deploy app and prepare package that we have implemented previously. We are sourcing the global CI config that I just described, and we also have CI config, which we require to be in the folder of every app. I have added to dockerized app also. But today we will do the zero downtime Docker deploy, as I said. I have prepared some code, as always, to make it faster. We have Nginx and a simple app, which will be our API. But to illustrate the problem, let's maybe deploy the Nginx first. We have simple Nginx config. Here is our almost config because it is template Nginx. It's template because we will remove those guys, replace them HTTP port and app URL with certain values, as we will see. So in CI config we have our app name, HTTP port, 80, prepackaged script. This is the script that we will be run before Docker build, and then we have all of the magic guys. So basically we're taking app URL. For now it is static. We are getting template using env_subst as previously, so substituting these values with environment variables that we have available, and as a result we have some config in target folder. There we have also template Nginx, so config as this but without app URL replaced. We cover that later. We have some health check, also cover that later, as when we will have zero downtime deployment, and scripts to update app URL and update app URL pre-start. Also we will cover that later once we have the zero downtime config. For now, let's actually just deploy it, make sure that it works, because here I'm on my machine, we don't have anything. So let's do the from the CI scripts. Let's do prepare package. Okay, appdir is required, and appdir is for us zero downtime docker deploy /nginx, and here we see that we have CI config env, and our scripts will do the rest. Okay, so let's prepare the package. Okay, package prepared. So let's deploy the app. Okay, we are copying everything. Package copied, and we are loading the image. Okay, uploaded. Logs. Okay, seems to work. And let's do curl to check. Okay, but gateway because Prerequisites app is not running. One more important thing, I think I didn't cover that. We have volume here, extra run arcs we have for the Docker. Actually, let's check that in target. We have docker run command and we are binding the volume. So we are binding volume with Nginx config. This is to reload it, as we'll have because when we'll have zero downtime deployment, all we'll do is to change this value dynamically and reload it. That will be basically it. And we have network hosts, and yeah, and that's pretty much it. Let's see what we have in our app. Here we have simple Node application, just with one script, app Nginx, module.js. We are giving it port. We are starting the server, and we are reacting to all endpoints. And the sig term and sig int is only because the node container is not reacting properly to termination signals, so that's why I added it. And also I'm starting the server with the 1 second timeout to illustrate zero downtime deployment problem better, but we'll see that in a while. And in CI config we have one more important thing, is that we need to have app URL file. For now it will be static, but it will be important later when we will explain the zero downtime thing. And we are setting the server port in a runtime for that app, reading it from app port file. And app port file is created here in the pre-package bash. We'll use the shaf utility, and we have random port from 10,000 to 20,000, but for now we're making it static to illustrate the problem before solving it, guys. So let's also prepare this package and deploy it. Okay, image is built, so let's deploy it. Okay, app deployed. Almost. Loading it. Let's see whether it will work or not. Okay, something has started. Yeah, it seems to be running. Let's check what we have. Yeah, we have two applications, port 8080 open, so let's zero that. Yeah, and everything seems to work. Now let's actually do this in a loop, this request thing. So let's do something like, I don't know, some large number, and let's do call in a loop every, I don't know, 1 second, something like that. Okay, something is wrong. something also is wrong. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. We are now asking it every 1 second, and we can deploy it again, but maybe without this copying thing. We can just open new terminal, go to Zero app folder, go to latest, and here we have load and run app. So we just reload the new app, and let's see for how long it will not be available. So bash load and run. This will load the container again, stop the previous one, and we'll run a new one. So let's run it and see what break we'll have here. Yeah, it is not available, and as you can see, it is available again after a few seconds. We don't want to have that, guys. So right now we need to set things up so that the app is available all the time. How we can do that? First, while deploying, we need to stop the zero app container only if we have new one. So we need to run 2 of them and stop previous one only if we know for sure that new one is up and running. So for that we need to rename the previous container. We'll also need to run it on different port, not to have configs, because this one will be taken, the current port that we have our app. And we also need to update the Nginx config so that it points to new app, not the previous one. Okay, so let's do that. What do we need? So for this zero downtime Docker deploy, we need to have that. So random port. We assign a new random port every time we build package for app. And for Nginx, we will need to, what we need to do, guys, after or before running, we need to update our config. So let's uncomment that, and let's go through the update app URL pre-start script. And as you can see, we also use the zero downtime app URL file environment variable. And the global CI config we have then defined. So this is basically a location of the file with the current URL of the app. And as you may remember, we are deploying this already. So if we go to zero app to latest, we are in this exact location, and we have app URL and app port files. And if we read the app URL, we have the static value as we have described, but nothing is stopping us from having here dynamic random value. All right, so we have that covered. So update app URL pre-start script that will run before starting the Nginx container. So first argument is app URL file, as we have covered. It will be that guy in runtime. Then we do skip reload true, and we are running the update app URL script with the value of URL read from that file. So let's code that, and here we expect app URL as a first argument. We are taking template Nginx app, and this is basically our config with ports with all values replaced besides the app URL one. So we are replacing it because here, before starting at that machine where we are deploying, we know this app URL value. We are moving, we are taking the template Nginx app, replacing its value and moving it to Nginx temp. Then we are copying the this current previous, so we are copying it to Nginx backup just in case, and then we are taking the Nginx temp and making it new config by moving it here. And if skip reload is true, we'll cover that later. We'll also actually reload the value, we reload the config of running currently Nginx container, but for the first case we are not doing that. We are just running it before starting our container so that it has actual up-to-date URL value. Okay, and then this guy with the skip reload true, I mean skip reload false, because normally we will not skip that, and it will be used by our app. So an app will have the where is that? Actually, we not have that. We'll do this in new in deploy app when we'll change the deploy app thing and make it work with that guy. So how we should start? I think that we should deploy the Nginx app with these changes. So let's build that guy actually. Glorious coffee as always, guys. Okay, and what's the difference here right now, guys? We have run app for Nginx, and before that we are updating the URL, so it will read the URL file, and then we have conf with config of the Nginx with actual up-to-date URL value, and post run. What we are doing in post run, guys, we are checking basically if our app is healthy by asking this health check endpoint, and this is port 80 because we are doing this through our Nginx. So at the same time we are checking if Nginx is working and whether our proxied app is working too. So let's deploy it. We'll see the difference with the health checks actually. Okay, package copied. Yeah, and the proxy app is healthy. We have checked that, and after that we are checking if in our deploy app we are as previously checking the app status and logs. So Nginx is working. We will be able to reload config here in the app actually. So right now we need to change how we deploy the app. It needs to generate new URL that part we have, but afterwards it needs to speak with the Nginx somehow. It needs to also spin the two containers, guys. So I would say that we have template run app, from which we are creating this guy that we call run app with the actual values for particular app. So I would say that we should have another one, because it will be a little different. So let's create, let's copy that. yeah, that guy. Let's copy the template run up. Let's rename it to template run zero downtime up, something like that. Okay, guys, and let's write some code. So this will be the same. Then I would say we need to have app backup container. We will name it like app and backup. And here, if the container is found, we will say renaming to naming maybe current to the app backup. And here we not say stop, but we say rename the current app to app backup, so that we can spin up the new app container. Removing previous container, this will be the same. Starting will be, I think, the same. This we can leave. Okay, and once we start new one, we have two containers. So here I would say that we should check the status of our new container. So we have done this here. Okay, so let's do something like that. Status equals this guy. This guy. We do the app here. Let's maybe print that new app has started. Checking its status after a while. Let's maybe sleep for, I don't know, 3 seconds, something like that. Here we'll have status, and if I would say status is running, we do something else. We will say that app is not running. Fix that manually. So, or actually maybe check the cause, renaming it again to the app. And let's say app renamed, exiting. Something like that, guys. And here we just rename it again from app backup to app, then we're exiting. Okay, and if it's running, I would say that we should do the similar check that we have in the post run in Nginx. Something like that. Yeah. Here we have app URL. It will be needed anyways. So let's see. App is running. Checking if it's healthy. here let's do echo again, and app is running and healthy, maybe something like that. Alright, so at this point we know that we can try to switch, update the config for Nginx. So we should go to its folder, because I think the script, the update app URL, it works only from its directory. So but we need to go back to this directory where we are deploying app, not Nginx. So let's do the current working directory variable and taking the working directory that we have right now, and right now we cd to the, how it was called, guys, to the Nginx directory. But we can say Nginx dir maybe. This is a template, so we replace these values in the deploy app script. And right now we do the bash update app URL bash with the app URL argument. And at this point the Nginx will update its config, so it should run with the new app, so we can stop the previous one. So let's do the echo and let's say Nginx config updated, stopping previous app after a while. I would say that we should wait for something like 5 seconds to fulfill the current requests, and then we will do the we will do same thing as we have here. Actually, let's maybe do so. Stopping previous app version after a while, because if it wasn't running, we don't need to. So let's sleep. We are stopping, and then in all cases, I would say that we should remove the backup just in case. Okay, so removing renamed container. And the zero downtime deploy success, let's say something like that. Maybe off app success. Alright guys, I think that's it. We'll see, as always, in the app we have that zero downtime deploy to mark that it is zero downtime deploy, because right now we need to go to deploy app and handle, and not here, but in prepare package. In prepare package we need to prepare zero downtime deploy package, because it has, as we were able to see, a little bit different requirements. So here say that if the zero downtime deploy is not empty, meaning it's not empty, so it's zero-downtime deploy, and else we do the old thing. And it would be almost the same. Here template run zero downtime app. Let's maybe do this here from the new line. And we need more variables, guys. So what do we need? All variables that we had previously, but also the Nginx tier and app URL guide. So app URL, how we can have this, guys? We have this from file. Actually, we have this from file. We have this file here. So what we can do is to read it here during package build, or build it, or read it at runtime. Let's think. App URL file, or we can read this from here maybe. I would say that we can read it from the package. So let's read it right now, meaning at the build time. So we do the cut, and we will use the app URL file variable. So we required it basically from all zero downtime deployment apps. So we have app URL here at this point. What else do we need, guys? We need Nginx tier, I believe, and this is just the guy from global config, this one, I believe. And let's check app URL and Nginx tier, I believe. Nothing more. So let's check, guys. So app URL and Nginx tier, and let's build our app. See what we will have. Okay, guys, we have built the app. Let's see our run app, whether it makes sense or not. App backup, we have renaming app backup. Should be alright. Removing previous container. I don't think it makes sense. So here, let's check this. Change this actually. We need to have that, so we can have an edge case that we have. There can be a case where the container wasn't running. So let's let it be there. So it is possible that we haven't found. So the container was running, but we have it created, so we need to remove it. Okay, so we have zero backup, we have removed if that, zero port from the app port file. Makes sense because we will run this script from the package folder where we have this file. Server port mapping, okay, seems fine. At this point you have two containers, possibly two, because we need to check this, and after 3 seconds we are checking the status of the app, and if it's running we are checking whether we have that, and we have app URL, some random port, should be okay. If not, we are renaming it to zero app again and exiting. Okay, makes sense. Then we are saving our current working directory, going to Nginx, updating script. If container was found, we are stopping previous one. Also makes sense. After a while, removing the name container. Yeah, should work, guys. So let's do the deploy. Yeah, let's do the deploy. And asking for that, we still have a break here because it's not zero downtime. It will be zero downtime after the next deployment. So let's wait for that. Okay, guys, we are almost there. We are loading the app. Still asking in the terminal. So let's see whether we were successful or not, or some bugs. Loading. Okay. Starting new one. Okay. Something went wrong, guys. Let's see. Okay, so we have two containers and we failed at where we have failed. Actually, status running. So status was not running. Doesn't make sense. Let's do that. Typo. Fixing that. Okay, guys, deploying it again. Next bug. Fortunately, before deploying, so here we should stop backup, obviously. Not new one. Okay. Okay, guys, we have built it after fixing two bugs, shameful bugs. Okay, but we still have this guy. Why? Yeah, saved not in the right place, but yeah, right now we should have it. So let's deploy this guy. Okay, guys, almost there. Let's see if we'll be successful this time. We should. Okay, not such a container. Okay. So before starting, we had this before, but why? Let's see. So again, we said that it was not running. Yeah, guys, so we didn't use variable here. I don't know why. So let's maybe use that, and also probably that, but I don't know. Let's see. Building it again. Alright guys, almost there. Let's see if we will be successful this time. Loading the image. Okay, seems that, yeah, so app is healthy. Took the one trial. Probably don't need that logs. We'll fix that in the next one, but let's see. Let's ask our, and yeah, we have that. And as you may remember, we had port 8080. You can see that we have something different. And if we go to the Nginx, to the latest config, to conf dir, let's see what we have here. Yeah, we have some different port. Okay guys, so right now we should be able to do the thing that we did here with zero deployment. Okay, so to illustrate that better, let's do silence. We have silence there. Yeah, so this one, I think it came from the it comes from the Nginx actually, although it is silent, but we also have this guy. Yeah, he's not silent. So in the meantime, I will just redeploy it. Okay guys, deploying Nginx with simple fix. Yeah, it is working. So right now we do finally the zero downtime deployment. So let's do the simple change in our app. Let's pump the API version. Here we'll keep asking, and let's rebuild the app. Let's wait for that. Okay guys, so I have built a new package with pumped up API version. Let's deploy it with the zero downtime. So here, let's remember that we are asking it with 1.0, and we will see no downtime whatsoever. Okay guys, almost there. We keep asking the Nginx. Now we wrote the new app version and we should have no downtime. So let's see. Loading the image. Yeah. And yeah, we have switched to 1.1, as you can see, no downtime whatsoever. Yeah, So that was it, guys. Pretty much the zero downtime deployment using just Nginx and some bash magic. We'll definitely use that in our next video. So like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I see you in the next one. Peace.